The DayZ mod remains my uncontested favorite game of all time, and in my opinion, one of, if not the greatest survival game experiences ever released. Comparing it to the DayZ we see today, we notice a shift in what aspects Bohemia deems most important, trending away from PvP, simplicity, and weapon variety, choosing instead to focus on realistic survival mechanics and a greater sense of immersion. The framework Bohemia has created nicely accommodates these systems, and you won't hear me say that they don't work in practice. While I have my own personal opinions about the way that the game should be designed and my own preferences for DayZ as a concept, Bohemia has undeniably achieved what they set out to achieve with DayZ. While this version of DayZ is great, we are sorely missing a game that excelled at what the DayZ mod did better than any survival PvP game to date: simplicity. Everywhere you look, survival games have continued to add content and deepen their systems, sometimes going overboard, other times succeeding in their iteration. But no matter how you slice it, the simplicity that was foundational to the DayZ mod is nowhere near as prevalent in modern survival games as it was back then. The DayZ standalone has an array of diseases, medical injuries, systems, and consequences that must be considered when performing certain actions. While these are undoubtedly implemented well and certainly help immersion, for some, myself included, they actually hinder immersion and delay me from getting to the parts of the game that I enjoy. Personally, I love roaming around, I love PvP, I love risking life and limb for loot, and I love being able to experience and immerse myself in DayZ's gameplay loop without being annoyed or frustrated. I'd rather be challenged instead. While I understand it's 100% my own fault every time I suffer a wound or disease, oftentimes it kills the momentum and pace for me to have to move away from a place like the Northwest Airfield, one of the most intense and captivating locations in any survival game, simply because I need to find some specific medicine to heal a disease I have, or let my blood slowly heal over the next 30 minutes because I just got out of a fight. I just cannot help but think that to some extent this goes too far and strays away from what made the DayZ mod fantastic. When you look back at the various iterations of the DayZ mod, almost none of them placed as much emphasis on survival as the DayZ standalone, and yet whether you were playing Origins, Breaking Point, Overwatch, Aftermath, Unleashed, or any other map or mod, all of them were as exhilarating and exciting as the last, and none of them tried too hard to be overly complex. This is where DayZ was at its peak, and this is where DayZ remains king. The king of innovation, the king of simplicity, the king of variety, the king of immersion, the king of emotion, and the unparalleled king of storytelling. The standalone has absolutely nothing on the era of DayZ where mods and maps were coming out basically every month, at least it felt like that, with new weapons, mechanics, and terrain to explore. People playing the standalone now are either completely immersed in the realistic survival servers or are the psychopaths who enjoy traders, safe zones, militarization, and nothing other than the PvP. You know, the people that look at the server that says something like 100k start and go, yep, that's for me. Like, fuck me. I've struggled to find servers in between, the ones that hit the sweet spot with boosted loot and unlimited stamina and a new map or alteration to the existing experience that I haven't tried yet. I feel genuinely lucky with the ones that I have found, the ones that remember what the mod was about. Unfortunately, so many of them are playing on Chernarus, a map I do truly love and I grew up there, but I miss being able to hop from map to map or mod to mod with all of them being populated. One day I could be playing on Panthera, the next I could hop on a Lingor server, and then I could go play Day Zero or, any other version of the mod. It was a fantastic time. Right now, I think that there is a massive hole in the market for a survival game that emulates the simplicity of the DayZ mod and allows for true and constant innovation. I truly believe that the reason the Day Before has as many wish lists as it does is because people want more survival PvP experiences. I'm genuinely astonished that DayZ and Rust have been allowed to run as rampant as they have been for so long. Everyone that's come along to compete has been completely overshadowed or never stood a chance to begin with. And don't even pretend like Unturned or Scum or Deadside or anyone else has anything on these two titans right now. There is still a huge hole in the market ready for a developer to come along and snatch up a dedicated community of players longing for survival PvP experiences that differ from what's on the market today. With all that said, DayZ as a concept has a legacy, and I think the absolute best thing that all versions of DayZ are unrivaled at is creating stories, or more so, letting you create your own story. When you spawn in, your story starts, and from there you start to build up a legacy. Some characters' legacies are entirely unremarkable. You spawn, grab some food and clothes, go to Starry, and then die looting the tents without seeing where the guy even was. But then you have characters that live for longer and experience the craziest of things. These stories are the ones that remain entrenched in your brain. The ones you tell your friends, the ones you go to bed thinking about, the ones that have you questioning whether or not it actually happened. This is the strength of DayZ, and it's a strength that no other survival game has mastered to the level that DayZ has. This is one of the reasons I'm excited for the future of the game, in whatever form it takes. We've had Arma 2 DayZ, we've had the DayZ standalone, we've had Arma 3 DayZ, and now we're seeing Arma Reforger DayZ gain some popularity, and it's been leaked that a DayZ 2 is in the works. So, whatever Bohemia is cooking up in that lab of theirs, as long as you can still tell your own insane story, then I think I'll be okay with it. I have written a much longer version of my thoughts on Medium, and that's linked below if you want to reminisce a little bit more about the DayZ mod, then go take a look at it. If reading is your thing, then yeah, it'd be much appreciated. Wasn't really a point to this video, I just wanted to reminisce a little bit and kind of explain the importance of the DayZ mod, especially to me personally. So thanks for coming along, and I hope you have a great day.